Welcome to a tutorial on the JVLA Way. Jasmine Mendez here, your course facilitator. In this tutorial, we are going to learn all about the following: how to identify the 3 elements of the JVLA Way, list effective strategies for implementing the JVLA Way into a professional development course, and finally, identify how the IPP can be used to implement the JVLA Way. Let's begin. The JVLA Way is simply the principles and pedagogy that we use to design both our student courses as well as our adult education professional development courses. We begin by first looking at our 3 most important elements: communication, how we communicate with course participants; engagement, how we engage them in the course content; and finally, assessment. How do we know that our participants have learned what they should learn and are going to use these skills in their classrooms? Our guiding principles are the IPP. The context sits at the center of what we do, being able to establish and set a purpose for learning, as well as bringing in student background knowledge that will inform the experience, the reflection, the action, and the final evaluation. Let's take a look at how these elements and principles can work together in our JVLA professional development courses. Let's begin with communication. It is essential in an online course to communicate well with your participants. What does this look like? Stating clear goals and objectives that can easily be found explicitly stated in the course module, as well as in a course syllabus or summary page. Post these expectations, like I said, in a syllabus and communicate the online communication rules. For example, if you expect participants to use formal language, punctuation, conventions, etc., or if there's a more informal tone for different assignments or different communication methods, as well as how you expect them to communicate with you, either via the Moodle online course site or through personal email. We recommend the online Moodle course site, but the choice is yours. Communicate student tasks, activities, and assignments. Be sure that students know what they're expected to complete and do throughout the course so that no one feels lost. Set and share clear due dates on assignments. This helps participants stay on track of the activities and their learning. Be sure to try to provide immediate feedback. So within 24 to 48 hours of students either posting on a discussion forum or submitting assignments. This helps them stay engaged as well as be aware that you are on top of the course and that it's not a self-paced course, but that rather you are working with them to get through the material. And it helps them know if and when they are on track. Be sure that if it's appropriate to post student grades for them to see. Not for the whole class, of course, but for individuals. This helps them keep track of their own progress, whether that's just a pass or a fail or a complete or incomplete. The next thing we look at is engagement. At the JVLA Way, we structure engagement on 3 levels. The first is behavioral engagement. Are the participants performing expected tasks? In other words, are they participating in discussion boards? Are they turning in assignments on time? Are they completing assignments fully? Then we look at cognitive engagement. How rigorous or how engaging mentally are the courses? Are you challenging your participants, and are you reaching all levels of students, those that may have little to no experience with the subject matter and those that may be a little more advanced? We do have educators across all spectrums, just like you do have students in your classroom, so it's important to be able to meet and reach students where they are. And finally, we look at emotional engagement. Are you a positive and lively instructor that allows participants to feel emotionally engaged and invested in the course that you're delivering? It's important to bring your personality, your joy, and your passion for the content, even and especially when you're working with adult learners. Other elements of teaching for engagement include connective instruction. Is the information relevant? Are you showing understanding? Are you affirming their beliefs and their expectations? And again, do you include a part of your personality that helps to engage the participants with the material? Academic rigor. Is the work challenging? Are you passionate about what you're saying and doing? And are you pushing them to challenge themselves? And finally, with lively teaching, perhaps there are productive, interesting, and engaging assignments that you can give even to adult learners that will help them work together, that will help them feel engaged, and that will liven up the teaching from just a straight online delivery mode, but rather something a little more collaborative. How does this relate to our Ignatian pedagogy? Well, connective instruction relates to cura personalis. How can you ensure that participants feel valued? That can also be a part of your good communication strategies. Are you emailing students one-on-one? Can they reach you and connect with you on a one-to-one level and when they need to get their questions answered? Are you providing academic rigor relates to cura apostolica? How can you ensure that your work with the JVLA maintains the JVLA's identity? In other words, are you sharing with your participants the beliefs of the JVLA and Jesuit pedagogy? And finally, lively teaching, modeling Ignatian pedagogy. In just a moment, you'll see that all of our courses are structured using the IPP. This helps ensure that you have a continual interplay of experience, reflection, and action throughout the course. So again, it's not a passive experience for the learner, but rather an active one. Our third component is assessment. What does assessment look like in a professional development course? On the formative side, it can look like short online quizzes that are attached to flipped lesson videos, assessing discussion forum posts by whether participants have included a post as well as responded to others' posts, and there are rubrics that have been created that can help you decide if participants are actively engaged in these discussions. Or perhaps you can even post exit tickets or short checks for understanding at the end of each unit or after the synchronous video online meetings. This helps participants stay on track as well as feel engaged that they are learning and moving forward within the course. With regard to summative assessments, there really is only one summative assessment related to professional development in JVLA courses. This includes the final project that each course has designed for students to submit at the end. It's usually something that they commit to doing within their own classrooms so that they are practicing what they've learned, so that they are able to use their skills within the classroom. However, participants can earn CEUs, continuing education units, or a completion certificate, or badges once they have completed the course to show that they have learned the information and are going to use the skills successfully in their own classrooms. So here are just a few online and blended learning strategies that you can implement within your JVLA PD courses. Again, be sure to state goals explicitly. This helps participants know exactly what's expected of them and what they'll be learning within each unit. Use student-friendly language. Make sure that they clearly know what's expected of them in verbiage that makes sense and that is clear. My rule, tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. So in other words, at the beginning of each unit, state your objectives. Then the middle of the unit is the information that you're giving them. And then at the end of the unit, summarize what they should have learned. Another big thing is to break goals or units into smaller chunks or steps so that students know how to work through the information in the material. The IPP helps us really be able to do this in an effective and purposeful way. Here is a screenshot of one of our courses. This is digital citizenship. As you can see here, we've clearly stated the objectives. The online blended teacher is able to establish standards for student behavior, etc. We've shared with them the context. There's usually a summary here of what they're about to encounter. There's a discussion forum post and a video. Again, the video has a description with the time frame so that students can properly plan their time and say, maybe I can only watch 10 minutes of this video, so I'll watch half of it or the other half later. You see clear due dates here as well, followed by the experience and resources, usually a document or another video for them to engage in with the summary. A reflection piece, usually guided by, again, a discussion board with a clear due date. Then action and evaluation are often grouped together, but they don't have to be. In this case, there is an article that they would that they would read, and then a short quiz, or perhaps an assignment to turn in that would be graded by a rubric. Again, as you can see here, the dates are clearly stated, the objectives. The IPP has its structure, due dates for assignments, a variety of engaging assignments including videos, articles, and discussion boards, and it allows students to easily walk through this unit and this course in a manner that is appropriate for them and their learning. So let's review. What are the 3 elements of the JVLA way? That's right. Communication, engagement, and assessment. They're all crucial in all of our courses to ensure that students feel and are successful. How do we use the IPP to ensure implementation of the JVLA way? That's right. All of our courses are structured using the IPP in order to ensure that students know what they're expected to do, are engaged with course content in a way that shows reflection, experience, and action, and we ensure evaluation and assessment at the end of each unit with a short summative assessment of some kind. This is how the IPP ensures implementation of the JVLA way. What I'd like you to do is follow the link after this video in the action section of this unit and take a look at one of our professional development courses and just see how it's structured and see how students are engaged, how they are communicated with, and how they are assessed. If you have any questions, please email me at jmendez@jvla.org. Thank you. Until next time.